Hi, welcome to the Crypto Republic. Before we begin today, if you're serious about staying ahead in this once-in-a-lifetime financial shift, make sure you like this video, drop a comment, and subscribe to the Crypto Republic. Hello, XRP Army, and welcome back to the Crypto Republic, your go-to channel for the latest high-energy updates in digital assets. Before we get started with today's business, make sure to smash that like button, ring that bell, and subscribe to the Crypto, bringing you updates every day at 9 a.m., noon, and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. The SEC has officially approved the first ever XRP Spot ETF in the United States. This Thursday, the Canary XRP ETF will go live on the NASDAQ, marking a historic milestone for digital assets. To put this in perspective, it's as significant as the launch of the U.S. gold standard in 1879, a moment that redefined financial trust. If you're excited, smash that like button and stick around as we break down what this ETF launch could mean for XRP's price chart, institutional adoption, and the supply shock that's coming. Here's the big picture. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be the floodgate moment we've been waiting for. Franklin Templeton, 21 shares, Bitwise, Wisdom Tree, Grayscale, and CoinShares all have XRP ETF filings in progress. Once the first one goes live, it's not a question of if, but when the rest will follow. Think of it like the U.S. railroad expansion in the 1800s. One track gets laid, then dozens more following, creating unstoppable momentum. With XRP ETFs entering the market, billions of dollars from institutional investors could flow in, sparking the long-anticipated supply shock. $10 XRP? At this point, it's a scenario we have to take seriously. With these ETFs and the potential passing of the Clarity Act before year-end, bullish momentum could be historic. It's like the tulip mania of the 1600s, but this time fueled by real institutional demand and enterprise-grade adoption. Once these ETFs go live, tracking inflows will be crucial. How high will XRP go? History shows first-of-their-kind financial products can reshape markets almost overnight. Institutional adoption and mechanics. Here's an important point. These companies don't pre-purchase XRP ahead of time. The buying usually happens on the day or just before the ETF launch. So despite assumptions, the market hasn't fully priced this in. And remember this, Thursday isn't one of 18 or 20 ETF launches. It's the first. One ETF can create a wave, but the full tsunami comes as the others follow, adding more buying pressure each time. Canary Capital CEO was talking with Paul Barron, and here's what they had to say. When you look at the flow that we've seen with Solana, Bitwise did a great job getting that ETF out on the ground. Absolutely crazy numbers. I actually think XRP will probably double what Solana did in the first week. And even today, if you just look at the market caps, XRP is 50% higher than Solana. But the difference is XRP attracts enterprise and institutional investors. So while Solana may be more retail-driven, XRP is positioned for a much bigger inflow once listed in an ETF. Bitwise CEO predicts massive momentum for XRP as ETFs go live. This is not just incremental growth. It could be exponential. Think of it like the launch of the first transatlantic telegraph cable in 1858. Once infrastructure was established, global communication and investment accelerated beyond imagination. Jay Claver had to say this. Jay Claver shared his take on XRP's price potential. It's a series of catalysts coming together to create a perfect storm. If we only account for the ETFs, a $10 to $13 XRP would be very reasonable. But factoring all catalysts, $20 to $25 by the end of the year, absolutely within the realm of possibility. We have seen several different analysts saying the inflow amounts into these ETFs at $1 billion, $5 billion. Sal Gilbert has predicted $20 billion inflow over the next 12 months. So historically, this mirrors the post-World War II economic boom. Infrastructure, policy, and innovation aligned to create record growth, and XRP could be entering a similar phase. The supply shock and market impact. Currently, 11 XRP ETF filings exist at the DTCC. With the first approval, supply shock is imminent. Each ETF that goes live adds real buying pressure from institutions. Money that wasn't in the market yesterday, but will be tomorrow. Remember last November? XRP went from 50 cents to $2.50 in just 25 days. A repeat on a larger scale could push XRP north of $10 in a similarly short time frame. The data shows it's not just hype, it's plausible. If you're excited about the first ever XRP ETF, smash that like button and leave your 2025 peak XRP price prediction in the comments below. This is a historical moment, and your insight is part of the conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. The SEC has approved the first ever XRP Spot ETF set to go live on the NASDAQ this Thursday, November 13th, 2025. Institutional inflows are coming. Supply shock is inbound, and XRP is entering a historic phase. Mark the date. It's a day that could reshape the XRP market forever. Don't just watch, participate, ask questions, learn deeply, stay ahead of the narrative. Knowledge is your greatest wealth. This is not financial advice. This is financial research. Always do your own research. Remember, the game is changing, and those who understand it first will benefit the most. Make sure you're on the right side of it. You have two choices. You can be like the crowd, reacting after the move, rationalizing why they missed it, telling themselves they'll never let it happen again, or you can be the one who saw behind the curtain, the one who understood the infrastructure shift, the ones who positioned early, not randomly, but intentionally. Because some moments in history are loud, but the ones that change everything are quiet, right up until they're not. And this is one of those moments. Do not blink, because the world is distracting you with noise, while XRP is quietly stepping into its final form. Stay sharp, stay informed, accumulate knowledge. Your move now will be remembered. This is not the end of the story. This is just the beginning. This opened your eyes. Smash that like button. Ring the bell. Leave a comment with your thoughts. Turn on notifications, and most importantly, subscribe to the Crypto Republic, bringing you the truth about XRP, global banking moves, and wealth transfer already unfolding. Don't just watch history happen. Stay informed, stay ahead, and stay in the Republic.